Hey, what's up? Today, some good news. Just kidding. More bad news. Yet another mind-numbing clusterfuck has this country spiraling into yet another bathtub opiate binge. People love to ramble on about the stupidity of our government, the incompetency of our president. He might start another World War III with North Korea. OMG. Well, that's gonna have to wait because we may have another civil war on our hands. And I'm not sure even America has the faculties to withstand both a world war and a civil war. And when the politicians run out of shit to get us to fear, fear not. For the good old common folk are here to remind us that in the realm of stupidity, a politician can't compete with his constituents. The city of Charles. I'm really going to try not to say Charleston because I get them confused. The city of Charlottesville. There we go. Virginia has declared a state of emergency in the heat of violent protests and counter protests. Now, the high point of this excitement, or low point depending on your point of view, was when a woman was flung down the block by a gray Dodge Challenger. The car hit her and several other people and then backed up, because he was just trying to get away. This is what the alt-right wants you to think. See, this is their new think piece. This driver, they want you to think he's a member of Antifa. Well, I'm sorry, that's just not true. No matter how bad you or I want him to be, he is not a member of Antifa. Sorry, he's a registered Republican. 20-year-old James Alex Fields Jr. was taken into custody. Now, I don't really know what to say about this piece of shit. I don't know enough about him at first glance. I mean, you just see the look in his eyes, clearly he's got so much going for him. Just, so much promise diminished in the face of terrorism. I just want to apologize to conservatives. I'm sorry there wasn't a Muhammad or Allahu Akbar to be found in that vehicle. Just kidding. Fuck you. But never mind this glorified World Star video. What happened preceding this? Well, turns out there are Nazis in America in 2017. Can we mull over that very briefly? These cockroaches, you can't kill these sister fuckers. Now, I'm starting to wonder if those Hitler conspiracies hold any water. Did he really off himself, or did he make a break across the Atlantic and just decide to put his feet up in Hicksville? Well, I guess he didn't make it to Venezuela, we can say that much. Should have taken that left at Albuquerque, you Nazi fuck. Now, I know these toothless, tattooed, egg-headed targums, squiggle-dicked pigs are never gonna see the truth. But I think it's time for them to confess to the American people, this much at least. Lay it down. You love black cock. Worship it. In fact, when you go to hell, that's all you'll see. That's what you hope to find. That's why you're trying to go there. Obviously. And the white nationalists who aren't these dirt-chin pigs might look just like your run-of-the-mill 30-something jockstrap dildo. They have day jobs, they sneak out at night to attend these rallies like it's Fight Club. These emotionally destitute frat boys who got hazed a little too hot and fucked a little too hard. They're no better than the gum smiles. But combined, these two brands of douchebag are making hell of a noise out there, and they're not trying to pipe down anytime soon. Neither, for that matter, are the rattle-shaking liberals, the flower bringers of glorious change to unwilling participants. Now, I admire what Charlottesville sought to do. It sought to do some good by removing the statue of Robert E. Lee. I don't know what they were going to do with it. Were they going to put it in a museum or a car compactor? Beats me. It was a noble ordinance nonetheless. But unfortunately for them, the noble thing turned out to be an impractical move politically. Because Trump supporters are strong as a motherfucker nowadays. We know this. I mean, he wouldn't be president if they weren't. The city council and the governor wished to combat racism by erasing their horrible past, as though it never happened. But I believe that sentiment is disingenuous to the victims of that era in your city, your state, your country. when you attempt to bury your history, as the city of Charlottesville did, the most vile remnants of that history will rise like zombies and grab their torches. Today, they came back with a vengeance. The seemingly noble measure by the city council, the removal of that statue, turned out to be the flaming hot poker in the horse's ass, which caused it to get in a car and run over several people. This is just what happened. I'm just spitballing. I can't help but wonder, what if you bold revolutionary progressives had taken the day off? Maybe curled up with a Karl Marx book and some chamomile with a whole lemon squeezed into it as you enjoy. Maybe took your first bath in 6 months. I don't know. Would it have gotten this heated in your city? Perhaps the Dixie fucktards would have grown wary, take a shit on the Capitol steps, and they would go back to their coal mines and their roadkill delis the following morning. Perhaps they wouldn't have emerged victorious from this battle. This was a day where hatred won. I'm not saying they're going to win tomorrow and the next day, but they won today. I'm sorry to say. But in the end, it doesn't matter who did this and who did that. But today, the voices of the past overcame your hopes for the future. All over a rusty old fucking statue. And I hear the liberals complaining, but it's a racist statue. Are you insane? A statue can't be racist. Name one time a statue called you a nigger. Statues don't give a fuck. Statues know when to shut the fuck up, unlike you. Unless it's one of those men in glitter pretending to be a statue. They could be racist as hell. I don't know. They scared me away before I had a chance to ask them. Keep your flash off around those fellas. Look. If you hate the statue so much, I'll tell you what. I'll smash it for you. I'll grease it up and sodomize it. I'll fuck that bronze horse in the ass. Better yet, I'll take it and sell it on eBay for a lucrative sum. Fuck a skinhead. But it's a pleasure doing business with him. As long as I get money. If only these protesters would get a hold of themselves. I don't care who they work for or who they claim to represent. The more rambunctious, the closer they bring us to a police state. And I do not need to be looking over my shoulder when I'm driving any more than I already do. I think we can all agree on that. If you pay any mind to the hate groups that still fester in this wounded country, you're feeding into them. You're weaker than they are. You don't need pickets, you need Pampers. Guess what? Antifa is also a pitiful, in many cases, terrorist organization. They may not have the gravitas and historical significance of the Klan. They didn't do much to hog the spotlight this time because as far as we know, they didn't instigate a terrorist attack. But knowing this country, they might just take a page from David Duke's book of tricks and try to top them. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. But when it's their fault, will we oust them from society? Will we do our part, just as we're doing our part with these hillbilly pieces of shit? The stalemate that sours our politics has now manifested itself in the mob mentality. The people are detaching from their best qualities, and they're starting to adopt anarchy as their final solution. And I'm ready for it. All I ask is that these same people don't ask big government to protect us from ourselves. That's when I'll be sitting on my rocking chair locked and loaded. I hope you dig my shit. Share your thoughts in the comments and show me some love by subscribing. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.